Hello, this is davidji, and welcome to this week's Life Tools. We start the year by talking about stress. How can we make sure that the trajectory of our year, that set point, that starting point, that seed, that every interaction, conversation, every moment for the next 300 plus days unfolds with greater grace, greater ease, and more consciousness as opposed to conditioned. I've talked a lot about this concept of de-stressifying, that if we can bring some de-stressifying into all of our interactions, we'll be happier in life. What's de-stressifying? Ram Dass referred to it as the path to love. Paramahansa Yogananda talked about it as the path to self-realization. Abraham Maslow referred to it as the path to self-actualization. I just consider it leaning into our best version. We know that there's magnificence resting within, and sometimes we get in the way of that coming out. So if we can just know it, own it, get chill about it, step out of the way and let it flow, then we will flow this grace and this magnificence in a very conscious way. So one of the first keys to understanding stress in your life, understanding anxiety in your life and the detrimental impact it can have or the positive impact it can have, rests in three core understandings. The first is, do you see the moment as a challenge or as a threat? Do you see yourself being in mortal danger, realistically? Or do you see it as a disturbance or an irritation? We always need to measure our response as well as our interpretation of the moment. So if something is truly a challenge, not a threat, then let's see it as a challenge. Science has now determined that if we see moments as challenges versus threats, we'll interpret them in a more healthy way, and our physiology doesn't get charged with hormones and chemicals like it does when there is truly a threat to our physiology. So, challenge versus threat. Secondly, we need to see this experience as finite, having a starting point and an ending point. If we just find ourselves in distress that will last forever, in our mind, in our interpretation, then the impact it has on us is very damaging and hurting. And if we see it as like, oh, it'll start here and it'll end here, whether that's a diagnosis, whether that's an election, whether that's a conversation you're having, whether that's just being in sadness or disappointment over something, whatever it is, we get the opportunity to say, it starts here, it ends here, therefore it's finite. And the third component is, if we truly believe in our heart of hearts that we will learn and grow from this situation, we will indeed thrive from it. And that's how we turn distress, or the interpretation of stress as distress, into eustress, E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S. So it's seeing it as a challenge versus a threat, seeing it as finite versus infinite, and believing that we will learn and grow from the situation. If you can weave these into your analysis, your assessment, the next time you stub your toe, the next time you experience loss or disappointment, or the expectation doesn't unfold the way you wanted, it's in that moment. Ask yourself, challenge or threat? Finite or infinite? And will I learn and grow? And if you believe that it's a challenge, that it's finite, and that you will learn and grow, you will indeed learn and grow. And medical science is now proving that there's greater incidences of wound healing, that our brain heals at a faster pace, that we grow and expand from those moments. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. From the sweet spot of the universe, this is davidji, and I'll see you in the gap. Keep meditating. Namaste.